amazing run. Oh, my brain! Goodness me! Oh, are you serious?
Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there, and we're going to climb it. No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. That all great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulties, and both must be enterprised and overcome with answerable courage.
And we stand today on the edge of a new frontier. For the harsh facts of the matter are that we stand at this frontier at a turning point of history. Beyond that frontier are uncharted areas, unanswered questions. It is a set of challenges, and we cannot fail to try.
What's up and welcome to the world of X Games. I'm Brandon Graham, and today we come to you from an extremely top secret location where Danny Way will look to make history once again. The man who brought us the MegaRamp and even jumped the Great Wall of China is going bigger than he ever has before and may just pick up a world record in the process.
In 1997, we were having a very successful year at DC. The business was doing well. So we built the first ramp for me to break the world record for the highest air. Called it the Super Ramp, and that was, that was the birth of this whole movement.
That was the coolest thing to me when I was a kid and I saw Danny jump out of the helicopter into a ramp. I thought I'd seen it all.
He told me, he thought in his head, the pilot will never let that happen. So he said to his brother, okay, I'll do that. Thinking the pilot would say no. Brother walked over, talked to the pilot. Pilot went along with it. So Danny said, I'm going to do it then. In his mind, he had done that ramp, he wanted to do the next big thing that his head knew he could do. And one day I remember him coming in my office and drawing the MegaRamp on a napkin. He said, I want to build this ramp. And he's kind of like, well, it'd be a drop-in and a launch and a landing and a quarter pipe. And I can set the world record for height and the world record for distance.
And so we heard about the MegaRamp, like MegaRamp, mega, what is that? And then we saw it.
This, to me, was like the winning lotto ticket, is figuring this out, to be able to skate on this scale, to be comfortable and to be confident going 45, 50 miles an hour on a ramp.
Danny had crossed a barrier once he'd done the MegaRamp, distances and speeds. He now had this new kind of paradigm where I think he could just check off, I'll do this, I'll do that, I can take it all further.
I think like anybody, Danny has a number of fears in life. The difference with Danny is he approaches them.
I think he fears not so much, look, if he fails at this or that, or you can't go that fast. Yeah, that's a broken dream. But I think he fears the point when there is no more dream.
Danny's most recent endeavor to try to break the world height record is, I know he's gonna do it, but it's nerve-wracking to me.
What stands behind me is the biggest ramp that's ever been built in the history of ramp building.
I think Danny has climbed so high that he's not gonna take no for an answer. And that's dangerous when you start talking about these kinds of speeds and the energies.
I didn't know if there would be another chapter in this department. I've always fantasized there would be. I'm about ready to take the biggest risk of my career, but with big risk comes big reward. And I love this kind of reward. That's what I live for.
We're out here looking to build a ramp for Danny, another ramp, this time world record high air. So look at the landscape, see what might work. Always a little bit of a challenge, but fun adventure.
It all came about pretty much at Danny's request. Danny's never been one to slow down, and he's always been the one to push the limits of what's possible on a skateboard.
A lot of this is just Danny's original thoughts, and then we try to put it on paper, kind of refine it. But realistically, most of this is coming out of Danny's brain.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's been on the priority list of all the ideas. The MegaRamp provided a new platform for all kinds of progressive skateboarding, but at a certain point, the ramp configuration only allows you to get so much speed. I've maxed it out. There's no going higher than that. So, you know, I've been brainstorming about this for years.
We location scouted several places, found this to be the best based on the geography and what we could do with the space.
We actually scouted this out in Danny's helicopter. He flew around while we looked all over this property out here.
Building the ramp, there was never really a set design that we knew was gonna work. You know, there's so many different factors.
Danny and I just started throwing ideas out and trying to figure out what to do. I think we finally got some renderings down on paper around the first of the year.
There have been quite a few changes since the inception of the ramp from the beginning. And each time it's just like a new kind of trial and error period.
So we kind of built the design around what my goals were, what experience I've had in the past. So like what are some of the statistics of the speed, the G-force and stuff like that have come from different projects we've done like this in the past.
The biggest challenge actually was just getting the gear out here. That was pretty difficult, but it pays off in the end because we're in a nice remote area. It's pretty cool scenery. It's kind of like, this is how it feels good, is out in places like this. If this was on flat ground, that roll-in would probably be about 80 feet tall. This ramp itself, just this quarter pipe, is 30 feet tall. And then the landing, the way the split landing is, it actually goes down 8 feet bigger, which just gives him a bigger landing area.
The transition's elliptical to be able to handle as much speed as possible. So it's like as smooth as possible to go as high as you can.
You know, when we were kids, we used to mess around with elliptical trannies all the time, and we brought it back. So this is kind of a little different. It's not just a true radius all the way up. It's bigger in the bottom and it tightens up in the top. So it's, again, keying off of old experiences.
It's kind of like the MegaRamp quarter pipe, but it's a little different. So it's gives a little bit more speed once you get to the top.
There's a lot of stress involved in planning these things, but at the end of the day, I know in the back of my head that it's gonna work out.
The sky's obviously the limit. I think that, you know, we're always gonna push it to see how much of the human body can take, how much faster can we send them down this ramp, and how much bigger of a ramp can we build.
At some point, you know, maybe I will hit a wall with this, or max out my potential with how big I can go out of a ramp. I don't know yet, but that's what I want to know. And I want to know before it's too late.
Coming up, Danny arrives in epic fashion. Will history be made today? Stay tuned.
You're never satisfied and you always want a little bit more. Your confidence and your skill sets are moving faster than, you can get these projects together. Your brain is constantly manifesting new ideas and challenges and scenarios that you want to accomplish.
Danny Way has arrived. His mission? Break his own world record for height off a quarter pipe. This is not the first time Danny's ridden the ramp, but it'll be the first time he goes for the record height.
The beginning and end of every day, the one thing that's driving me is still that little kid inside of me that fantasizes about all this possibility. Being an athlete taking risks like this, one thing that weighs in on you all the time is how much time do I have to do this? I'm in my prime now. This is when it needs to happen.
Even though this is a top secret location, it seems like every pro skater on the planet has managed to make it out here to witness history.
Yeah, you made one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I think I'm gonna stop before I cause I don't really skate this stuff, I don't feel myself wanting to push it a little harder.
Yeah.
I don't
know what to say. Can't. Look at that.
Danny Way is progression. Like his whole soul, everything he does is progression. His thought when he's talking, like he never small talks.
He's a psycho. that's like it. He just does whatever he puts his mind to. If he wants to break a record, he'll break it. I mean, it's not like there's nothing gonna stop him. He's just gonna do it.
I don't know if there's a skateboarder out there that doesn't look up to Danny Way. I think if you don't look up to Danny Way, you're uneducated in a way. Like you're ignorant to what he's done. And if you are privy to what he's done and you've seen it go down, or even if you just took a history lesson about what he's done, you have to be inspired by it.
I'm Jeff Goforth. I am the Global Skateboard Category Manager for DC Shoes. Day one, energy level super good. Weather was great, gusty winds, but would die down here and there. Basically, Danny got out here and didn't get a good night's sleep, wasn't feeling 100% confident, was waiting for breaks in the wind and just trying to get himself prepared, and didn't end up that the perfect situation presented itself.
My name's Alex Engert. I'm an official Guinness World Records adjudicator here from New York City as Danny Way makes a bid at history. Guinness World Records gets over 1,000 applications a week from all over the world, people wanting to make history, to push the limits, to get themselves in the Guinness World Records book. The amount of people that actually are successful, it's a pretty minuscule number. It's one thing to say you want to be the best, to actually put it into action and to make it happen, there's few people who really do that. You've got to be 100% feeling it. You've got to be ready to push the limits. You're making an attempt at history, at being the best in the entire world. If you're not feeling it, unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
So Danny wasn't feeling it today. For someone who's risked it all so many times, you may wonder why Danny is so instinctual. For that, you have to go back to the beginning to truly understand why instinct plays such a role in Danny's life.
It's been so many years, I don't even know when I met Danny. I just remember he was this kind of rotten kid that had this playful spirit that was good down deep, but was always wanting to do more.
He more or less was raised both by the industry and by himself.
As a kid, there was a lot of domestic violence, and most often what perpetuates that is drugs and alcohol. So Obviously, there was a lot of drugs and alcohol in my house as old as a kid as well. So skateboarding for me was like, you know, it was my vehicle away from all of that.
The version of rough that Danny had, the kind of synergy of problems, rolls heavily into what drives him in a way that I don't think others can quite access.
All of the stuff that I'd been through as a child, all of those experiences have led to this, you know, confidence level that I have as an adult. As emotionally challenging or abusive as any of those situations were, they are the building blocks of who I am.
Danny is still exactly that same person. Even back in the Plan B days, Danny was coming up to me, "Hey, Rod, could you make me this board because I want to fly 20 feet?" This is a long time ago. He's always been that way.
He had guys like Tony Hawk who were already starting to establish themselves, and this kid's coming up and doing things they can do. You know, he's proven himself, and he never wouldn't take a challenge.
Oh, it was completely revolutionary what he did. The Danny Way style of just fast and skating big and skating everything.
Danny Way going high. The crowd absolutely loves it. A lot of people would have said, no way. Way.
By the time he was like 17, 18, he was a veteran, which kind of kept your eye on, like, where's he going to take this?
I mean, it's the greatest feeling in the world to be the dude that's on top of your sport, but any little injury can completely shatter your world.
I was hanging out on the beach, middle of the summer, small day, just trying to get, like, cool down, get wet. Dove off my board on the inside. And there was a sandbar right there. I mean, I hit my head so hard on the, you know, it felt like a pile driver had smashed my head into my shoulders. Zero movement from my waist up for over a year. Neurological cranial nerve issues. My eyes would twitch all the time, get vertigo real easy when I'd stand up. My ears were ringing. My head was twisted this way, tingly feelings of nerves endings in my face. I didn't think I was gonna get any better. Like, I thought I was pretty much a write-off.
I remember getting word what happened, and I went down pretty quickly once I got the scale of it.
I was so afraid that I'd really hurt myself to a point where I'd ruin my life. Am I gonna be miserable my whole life? And if I'm miserable, what the hell do I want to be on this planet for?
I've never seen him so dark. And with all my heart, I've had a couple of friends that I knew were going to do something severe after. Two of them are dead. And I wondered what Danny was going to do.
I still deal with a lot of the residual damage from that. It's not like I just got healed and I was better and I went and planned all these crazy things, and it's not that easy. What it did is it made me take a step back and realize what's important. Okay, you might have another shot at this, but do you want to f it up on your motorcycle, or do you want to f that up on your surfboard this time? Or do you want to be able to, like, go live out some of these fantasies, or you know, go explore some of these ideas that you've been dreaming about as a kid?
He realized this is it. And when you're smashed down to that level, if you're barely moving on, and all you can think about is what I could do, what have I done with myself? And that's what opens your mind to, I want to do the unthinkable.
Coming up, Danny is ready for the challenge, but Mother Nature decides to rain on his parade. It's day 2 of the attempt. Heavy rains came through early in the morning, soaking the ramp, but with a little help from the crew, it looks like a go on this day.
So it sounds like Danny's ready today. He's gearing up as we speak, and hopefully the wind doesn't become too much of a factor and we stay dry. And if that happens, I think we should have no problem getting him past his world record and possibly potentially higher than he even thought he could go.
Well, to make today fully legit, we've brought in an official adjudicator, Alex Engert from Guinness World Records. Alex, give us a formal rundown on what we can expect from this record here today.
Yeah, so Danny's making a bid at history. He set the record back in 2003 with a height of 23 feet, 6 inches. For more than 12 years, no one has topped that record. And all of us at Guinness World Records are excited to see if Danny once again rewrites the record books.
He'll try and leapfrog himself to the top of the list. Now, that pole back there is essentially your measuring stick. What will you be looking at during the actual jump?
So I've already pre-measured that pole. And if you see those red markings, those are 5-foot increments. The record itself is pretty straightforward. Danny has to skate on in, stick the landing, and we'll take the measurement from the lip to the lowest point at maximum height. And if Danny's successful, well, that would be officially amazing.
The stage is set. Now it's time for Danny Way to go rewrite some history.
I don't know where it's headed. Like, I don't know where the end is with all this, but I know that, you know, I'll keep climbing the ladder as far as I can.
You got this, brother. Look forward to seeing the results.
When Danny makes a claim, it's gonna happen. He knows his limits and he knows how to push them.
He's our black ops. He goes in and pushes forward so that we all benefit. It's pretty sick.
Can't do this all day, dude. You got a window of opportunity with the energy and it's now. The headwind's a big deal. I can feel it substantially.
Coming up, will an ankle injury sideline Danny's quest? If you think it will, then you don't know Danny Way. Keep it here. Looking for more action sports? Don't miss a thing. From all things X Games to exciting videos to athlete profiles and everything else you need, log on to xgames.com. Danny Way has built a mega ramp in a remote location with the goal of breaking his own record of 23 feet, 6 inches out of a quarter pipe. His first few attempts have been anything but stellar, and an ankle injury threatens to derail his chances to make history. As Danny heads back to his trailer for treatment, we look back to 2008, our Toyota Spotlight.
Rocket air, he's got it. He recovered. Now in 5-4. Oh, whoa. He hit the coping so hard. Goes for a melon 540 in what looks like a pretty standard bail. He was too far over the lip, obviously. He's coming around, he determines, okay, I gotta jump. And he clips both shins, and it flips him in.
But thankfully, with the help of our medical staff, getting up, wanting to walk off on his own power as only Danny does.
I missed a run? No way.
Well, that's great. Here's Danny Way climbing back up to the top.
This is unbelievable to see Danny coming back.
Wow. He's taking his run.
Yeah, I just can't believe that Danny's doing this.
Come on, Danny. Make this one safe.
What? Oh my gosh, Danny Way!
What in the world?
Are you kidding me? I cannot believe what I just saw.
Are you going to be able to take your 4th and 5th run?
I'm taking every run.
Danny Way coming back from one of the worst slams we've ever seen, destroying his foot. He went for the same trick he just broke himself off on.
Let me tell you something. If ever you say that you can't do something, remember Danny Way.
To do what Danny wants to do, you've got to be extraordinary going into it. Not just anyone could jump higher than 23 feet 6 inches on a skateboard. There's 7 billion people in the world, and if you set a Guinness World Records title, you are literally the best of those 7 billion people.
That's just something in Danny's nature, is just to push his limits. And in this case, he's really only competing against himself.
Just a matter of how much over you are.
Yeah, Danny.
Hell yeah.
We'll get that down there, zoom in as much as we can, and get pretty much through.
So that is a record there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's look again, but it's right there.
There's a new world record. It's not probably beat by much, but it's beat.
Coming up, Danny's done it, but he's not satisfied. Can he go bigger? Keep it right here.
matter how much over you are.
Hell yeah.
Get that down. So that is a record there.
Yeah, I mean, look again, but it's right there.
There's a new world record.
So Danny has cleared 23 feet 6 inches. He and the crew head back to the DC trailer to get the official measurement.
You can legitimately call that 20.
That looks good.
25.
Oh, that's 25!
You can legitimately call that.
Yeah, that's 25.
That looks exact.
It's 25.
It's 25.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Danny! Yeah! Danny Way has broken his original Guinness World Record of 23 feet 6 inches. He currently holds the world record again after boosting 25 feet out of the quarter pipe.
I have more in me, though. I know I do. That's the thing. So this is cool, but there's more in me.
He's not satisfied, though, and heads back up for more.
The thing that separates Danny from others is everyone can talk. Everyone can say, you know, this is possible or that's possible or I'm going to do this or whatever. When Danny makes a claim, it's going to happen.
It's the possibility and like figuring out if the possibility is real. And then once you validate that, the reward of that is so substantial that it wants you to, you know, it keeps drawing you back in for more.
I wonder if he's plagued by it, because I can imagine that being a real big burden, to always be looking for the next thing, to never, like you're never supposed to be like 100% satisfied, but I don't know if he's ever satisfied.
Man, it's insane. I hope he can pull it off. Like 30 feet's ridiculous. You know, when we go 20 feet, going 20 feet feels insane. I can't imagine what 30 feet feels like. Blew it, man.
Danny has made a number of attempts to go bigger than his new record of 25 feet, but fatigue is beginning to set in. Coming up.
Yeah, it's a little bit below. Right there.
Yep. Can Danny rise above? Keep it right here. Looking for more action sports? Don't miss a thing. From all things X Games to exciting videos to athlete profiles and everything else you need, log on to xgames.com. Danny's made a number of attempts at the world record, achieving a height of 25 feet out of the quarter pipe. Even though this is a new world record, he's determined to go bigger. For those who know him best, it's no surprise.
We're always going to push it and to see how much of the human body can take, how much faster can we send them down this ramp, and how much bigger of a ramp can we build. But I think Danny's going to kind of pioneer this and keep this on his own for a while.
You just look at all the stuff that he's done over the years, you know, like if you put this as like one of the many just incredibly legendary things that no one else would have done. Like nobody would have done this or any of the stuff that he's done.
He's obviously not slowing down. At 41 years old, he's attempting arguably the most dangerous thing he's ever done. I think it's just something that's intrinsic in him that will never go away.
I mean, that could be the same as the other one that you did. I think it was
close to it, yeah.
Really? It looks a little higher than the last one. I can tell just by looking at it. Because the other one,
higher than the one.
You're higher than the original, the world record.
Yeah, it's really hard to see.
Because I can.
It's really hard to tell.
I know, but just from looking at that other one, as long as we've looked at it just now,
yeah,
he's higher than that one.
He does look higher. Yeah, because if you look at the line of the board, you know, like it's going all the way back to the back truck, you know, like.
That's like right on the base plate.
Yeah. I mean, I call that 25. 5? 25.5. Yeah.
I'll just sign off on it after. But,
yeah, we're now.
I'll go back up.
Sounds good. I'll get up there.
If I hop in then?
Hurry up, bud.
Higher thing. I got a bigger one in me. I know.
All right, take your time, dude.
Cool. I got a bigger one in me.
Yep. Yeah, you did. See it. So today we saw Danny again take it just to a level beyond ridiculous. 25.5 feet. He probably is not happy with that, you know.
He doesn't give up. He could give up and just like sit on all of his accomplishments, but people that aren't like that always make you want to be more like them.
Danny, congratulations. You set out to break your own record. You did that. You'd think that'd be enough for most people. And you decided to come back out and then broke that record that you had just set earlier in the day. Talk to us about the perseverance and the desire to go bigger even after you had broken the record.
Well, I mean, the goal is always to give everything you got, give it all you got while you can. And, you know, I had one good session in me for this today. I knew that at the end of this, I'd probably be pretty beat up and tired. So, I mean, you know, I'm not going to be able to walk away content with myself knowing I could have gave more and didn't. So, you know, the only way I can usually walk away from something like this is if it's, you know, injury, weather, sun, you know, the lighting goes bad, or cramps. But, you know, if I'm physically capable and I'm still, you know, able to skate, I'm going to keep trying to raise the bar. That's just kind of, you know, that's the goal.
And you did that today. And to make it official, let's bring in Alex Engert from Guinness World Records, who I believe has some hardware for you.
So Danny, you just attempted the Guinness World Records title for the highest air on a skateboard off a quarter pipe. As you know, the record to beat was 23 feet 6 inches, held by yourself. Well, today you have once again rewritten the record books with a final height 25 feet 6 inches, a brand new Guinness World Records title, Danny. This record is not just official, it's officially amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Danny, congratulations. Last thing here. You spent your life pushing yourself and pushing skateboarding. Where does this moment rank for you and your legacy?
It's been a long journey to get to this moment. I mean, I was reflecting on how many years I've been skateboarding and how many different, you know, just events and, you know, different time periods and genres of you know, whatever, you know, eras of skateboarding that we've gone through. But, you know, it's like, at the end of the day, it's all the same when you really, like, get down to the core of what we do. And you know, it feels like it was yesterday when I started doing this. You know, when I take a step back and think about it all, it seems like an eternity. But, you know, when I'm skating with my buddies that I've been skating with for 20 years plus, you know, it's the same crew of friends that I've had for 20-something years, the same environment. It's like the fountain of youth. You know? It's like the most timeless place. So, you know, it's been a long road to get here and a journey, but every moment like this is very special. So, you know, I'm very grateful that I can still do this. Very grateful.
Well, your name's on top, and no one can take that from you. Danny Way, congratulations, rewriting the history books.
It's one thing to be an innovator. It's another thing to actually be the greatest in your sport, to be at the top of the mountain. And that's what Danny Way's done for pretty much his entire career. And I mean, we don't see him wanting to stop.